Have you ever been wondering about what you really need to do when you are applying for a job, but you don't know where to begin? Well, you've come to the right place. Hello world, I am Auliya Alimatul Adilah as the moderator of today's presentation. In this presentation, my friend and I will briefly explain to you about some of the steps for applying for a job. Applying for a job can be not a really easy process. So you likely to want to do anything to prepare to succeed in the process. Fortunately, there are tips and techniques you can practice before you make it when it is time. We will explain them in 4 points. The first point is how to create your application online. The second is how to submit your application online. And the third is how to behave in interview. And finally, the last one is don't forget to follow up your application. Remember, with your hard work and dedication, you can get a recruiter attention and secure an exciting job opportunity. Without any further talking, let's get to know the step on how to create your application material. The details of the step will be explained by Faishal, Rizky, Pradipta. To Faishal, I give you the time and place.
Number 1. Creating your application materials. First, search for jobs that fit your strength and skill set. While we are in the COVID-19 pandemic, you might want to consider a company that provides a policy to work from home. So go get one. Next, research the company before you apply. Do an online research to find out about the company you are interested in, such as their website or social media page, to find out their company mission, current project, and available position for you to take part in. Then, write a resume that highlight your education skill and experience. The following information on your resume general should have your name, contact information, email address, educational background and training you have done, work story, responsibilities and achievement, and also special knowledge and skill. After that, ask 3 people to be reference for you. You should know that many employers ask to you provide professional reference who can speak to your job performance. So choose wisely people that you want to use as reference. And if request, write a cover letter. With a cover letter, it is your chance to tell the employer exactly why you want to do the job and why they should hire you. The following details you might want to include are why you are interested in the position, how you will work for the company, why you are the best person for the job, and last but not least, what you hope to learn from the job. And also, if you have one, update your LinkedIn profile. With LinkedIn, it may help employers get further information about you, and make sure all of the information on your profile is the news and accurate. Finally, make sure your online presence is squeaky clean. This is I am talking about social media presence. Employers and recruiters often explore the internet looking for you, and any negativity they see may eliminate you as a candidate for the job. So, change your privacy setting if you do not want to be seen there.
Now you already know how to create, what to prepare, and what tricks not only to build your application but your whole charm to have a position in a job that you all this time dream for. Thanks to Faisal for that. So after you know all the stuff about creating the application materials, now is the time for you to understand what actually you will be doing when you want to submit it online. The details of the step will be explained by Dika Dwi Pangesti. To Dika, I give you the time and place.
2. Submitting an application online. First, read the job description thoroughly to make sure you are qualified. Review the description at least twice to make sure you understand what the employer is looking for. 2. If you feel the job is for you, next step is fill out every field on the application. The application might ask you to re-enter information you have already provided, like the content of your resume. Instead of you may get frustrated by that. Entering this information on the application itself makes it easier for the employer software to scan your information to see whether you are a good fit for the job or not. And 3. If it is requested, import your resume and cover letter. Even if you are submitting an application, many employers ask for a resume and cover letter as well. To make sure you pick the right document for the job and that your documents are uploaded properly before you submit your application. 4. Before you submit it, to review your application to make sure it's free of error. You must keep in mind that first impression is everything right now, and mistakes on your application might make the employer think you don't pay attention to details, which is bad and it might hurt your chances of filling the job. And the last one is submit or email your application to the website or the employer if you are applying it directly. If you are using a website, make sure everything is perfectly placed before you click submit. Well, if you are applying directly through email, to make sure you enter direct email address. Then attach your resume, portfolio, and cover letter.
What a good news! I heard you already understand what you need to do when you want to submit your application online. Thanks to Dika for that. Do make sure you send it to the right email address. Because if it is not, then it will end up in front of my house and I would have thought it was a love letter. So, after you have already now submitted the application online, you need to prepare what will be coming your way. Yes, an interview. And I really hope you really pay attention to this step because now is very, very crucial, where making a good first impression is everything. So, without any further talking, the details of the step will be explained by Rio Aditya Basuki. To Rio, I give you the time and place.
Number 3. Get into an interview. Now it's time for you to sign. We will meet physically, so go take the employer's good first impression of you by doing these tips below. Tips number 1. Dress like you are going to a job interview. As we have known all along, your first impression with other people is very important, so wear professional attire, no matter what kind of job you applied for. Also, from your look, the employer could know that you are taking your job hand seriously. Here, I recommend a few guidelines for men and women who are going interviewing in a professional interview. A. The best outfits for men. That is the best outfits for men. Number 1 is suit in a solid color such as navy, black or dark gray. 2. Long sleeve shirt that is white or color coordinated with the suit. 3. Leather belt and tie. 4. Dark socks and conservative leather shoes. 5. No jewelry. 6. Neat and professional hairstyle. 7. Neatly trimmed nails. That is the best outfits for women too. Number 1. Suit in navy, dark gray or use a color that you think can bring out your aura. 2. Long sleeve shirt that is white or color coordinated with the suit. 3. Conservative shoes. 4. No jewelry. 5. Professional hairstyle or hijab style. 6. Clean and neatly manicured nails. 7. Light makeup and a limited amount of perfume. And the next step is ask to talk to the hiring manager. Make sure you smile and greet the employee who first made contact with you and say something. Hi, I am here for an interview and it says it will be held in Building B. May you tell me where exactly it is? But if you see that the business is super busy, it is best to search it yourself. You will not make a good first impression if you put your needs in front of the employees and customers. The next step is hand the company representative a copy of your resume. It is never a bad idea to bring your resume with you because it shows you are dedicated to getting the job. Give your resume to the hiring manager to look at when they have time, and if they review it immediately, answer any question they may have for you. But do not expect the hiring manager to read it right away, as they may be really busy. Keep a positive attitude even they tuck it away. The last but not least is thanks to the employees for their time before you leave. Do not forget to tell each person that you talk to that you are grateful for the time they spent talking to you. Be sure to smile and make a smiling voice too as you do this so your thanks seems genuine. You could say such as, "Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and for your help too. It really means to me."
Hey, how is it going this far? I bet you are ready to make a good and mind blown first impression after getting explained for this step. I hope you are, and thanks to Rio for that. Now, do not forget after everything that you have done to ready to get the job, you still need a follow up step on your application. Let's just get into the detail of the step that will be explained by Junanda Popilia. So Junanda, I get you the time and place.
Well, number 4 is following up your application. What is a job application follow-up? A job application follow-up is an email you send or a phone call you make to check in after submitting your resume and cover letter. A successful job application follow-up can encourage the hiring manager to pay closer attention to your resume, give your application additional consideration, or contact you for an interview. How to follow up after applying for a job? To make your follow-up successful, consider the message and the timing carefully. Use the following guidelines as you determine what to say when following up on a job application. The first is wait 2 weeks, and then be brief and clear. After that, confirm your interest, then reiterate your top qualification, and finally express your gratitude. The first is wait 2 weeks. After applying for a job exists you, it is natural to want to move the hiring process forward immediately. However, it is recommended to wait 2 weeks after submitting your resume before following up your application. Allowing for 2 weeks to pass before taking the step that the hiring team accept and process application, which increases the chance they will have useful information to share with you about the interview process. Second is be brief and clear. When following up with a potent employer, keep your communication as short and concise as possible. You have already submitted your application and your following up serves as an opportunity to remind the hiring team that you were excellent candidate to the job. Try to keep your email to 3 paragraphs or your phone call you less than 3 minutes. And then confirm your interest. Your job application follow-up should begin with confirmation for you. Interest the position start with statement about your application for the position and query but you still have a strong interest in the job. After that, reiterate your top qualification. After confirming your interest in a job, briefly reiterate your primary qualification for the role. Focus on your most noteworthy skill, certification, or experience so that you can effectively position yourself as strong candidate. And the last one is express your gratitude and your follow up by thanking by the hiring manager for hearing time the attention. You can carefully promote them to take the next step in the hearing process, which might be checking your reference or scheduling an interview. Provide you check information so the team manager can easily communicate with you the necessary. Thank you.
Wow, that was literally long word to understand the step that you just witnessed. So, after all this, before I am going to close this presentation, is there any question from one or three of you? Oh, I heard just now somebody raise a hand picture. Okay, let me see the screen first. Alright, I see this is Miss Rizeka Wati from Yogyakarta. And to Miss Rizeka, can you hear me? If yes, I would like to give you for the time and place for you to ask the question. And if you have two or more questions, do ask it all together while we write it down and let the presenter answer after that.
Excuse me, I want to ask some question. It's about what questions are usually asked in interview. Second, how to answer good question during an interview if the human resource development asks about weakness. And last, in the presentation, it was explained that men and women were not allowed to wear jewelry, but it's okay to use accessories such as watches. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your question, Sika. It is a good question. So I will answer your question. The question that are usually asked in job interview are: tell me about yourself. How would you describe yourself? What makes you unique? Why do you want to work here? What interests you about this role? What motivates you? What are you passionate about? What are you leaving your current job? What are your greatest strengths? What are your greatest weaknesses? Yes, that is all. The question that usually asked in job interview.
Okay, I will answer your question. The way to answer about weaknesses in an interview is uses not two-part answer. Each answer has two parts: the confession of weakness and the recovery. The recovery is how you manage yourself to minimize the impact of the weaknesses, or much more risky, the plan you have for recovery. Be sure to present these weaknesses in terms of how they impact the employer. Stay positive. Avoid trusting anyone, particularly a former employer.
I want to answer a question about it is okay to use accessories such as watch. And the answer is, sure, it's okay. A watch on your wrist should do the trick of reminding you of the time. It gives your interviewer the impression that you are always on time. Wearing a watch indicates that you are a time-conscious person and you are likely to be on time with your work. Thank you. Hope the answer helped.
Wow, that was good question from Miss Rizeka and also for the answer from presentation fellow. So it is time to finally say goodbye from me and I really appreciate your time and attention and I would like to apologize if there is something wrong I might or my friend have said. Have a good preparation to apply for a job. Bye.